Alright friends, so the last time we were together, we were working on our organic shape designs for our vase, and we are using a Japanese and Asian inspired look to our vase, and then we're going to be adding some cherry blossoms into our vase in just the next few steps. So today, if you have not finished designing your vase with our organic shapes, then you need to finish that step first. Once you are done drawing everything with the pencil, then we're ready. We're going to use a dark blue Mr. Sketch, and we're going to go over our pencil lines and then begin coloring in our design. So I'm just going to start up here. Going to make my lines on my vase first, and then I can go in and start tracing in and coloring in all of my designs and patterns that I've added. And this blue and white pottery is not explicitly Japanese, but it is Asian inspired, and so we are going to be using just kind of a general Asian pottery influence for this project. So as you can see, we're just going to go around, we're going to trace everything. We can color in portions of our design. We can also add some smaller details once we have all of our big stuff done. And what we're going to end up with is this really beautiful and striking blue and white pattern design. So I'm actually going to go ahead and pause my video and finish up my coloring, and then we'll pick up in just a moment for our. Okay, so as you can see, I have finished coloring in my design with my blue Mr. Sketch marker, and I'm also reminded as I was working that I do have some of these smaller Mr. Sketch markers that may be helpful for you if you have smaller details. So we will be able to use both of these dark blue Mr. Sketch markers to fill in our vase. So the last thing I want to do on my vase here before I move on to my next step is to erase my pencil lines. As you can see here, this line was just a little bit off, and so I'm going to go back and erase that, carefully not to smudge my marker all over my paper. I have a couple more little spots here and another one here, so I'm just going to very lightly touch those up. If you notice that your blue marker starts to smear, then just stop. You don't need to erase if it's going to make a mess on our paper. So I did use kind of a combination of the blue and white in different areas here. So I have my blue petals with my white center and my white petals with my blue center. I just thought that would give it a little more interest. And then since these leaf shapes at the bottom were all colored in really dark, I decided to color in the top nice and dark too, to help balance the top and the bottom of my artwork. So once we have this finished, we are going to be ready to glue this onto our big piece of paper. And now this piece of paper is actually so big that it doesn't fit in my camera angle here, but I'm going to take my vase and I'm going to put it at the bottom of my light blue piece of paper, and we're going to go ahead and glue that down. So when we glue, we're going to use baby dots of glue on the back. So I'm going to flip this over where my name is. I'm just going to put some dots of glue around the edges, except at the very top. I do not want you to put glue up here, and there's a reason for that. When we go to make our branches, I want to be able to move this a little bit, lift it up so that it looks like my branches are going into my vase. So once I have that baby dots of glue I'm going to flip it over, put it at the bottom of our paper. Hopefully you can see that. Bottom of the paper and in the center. And then press it down. So up here at the top of my vase, you can see that I left this without glue so that whenever I go to make my stems, I can lift this up a little bit and make the stems of my cherry blossoms go right inside my vase. And that will be it for today. Although, of course, now that we have a new piece of paper, we of course have to turn it over and write our name on the back. Then we will put it in the drying rack and we will be ready to make our cherry blossoms in the top of our vase next time.